To stream outside of Tarkov is probably the most daunting thing for a Tarkov streamer. It's the most daunting thing you can do because you're worried about where your channel's going to go. But at the same time, you should be diversifying your channel anyway. Now, I don't know how much you make off your YouTube channel, Veritas, but I would say that, like, for me personally, I have to pay my editors. So I run ads on my YouTube content, and then I want to get paid for the time and effort it takes me to organize the editors and make the recordings and do all that stuff on top. I now make enough money on my YouTube channel that I could survive off it. So therefore, I could go variety on Twitch and then have the no stress about my subscriber count or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, this, again, because this is a hobby.
Yeah,
like, I don't care, right? Like, it's all.
But there's a lot of people that do care.
Right. Yeah. No, I would agree. And I mean, honestly, like, if whatever it is that, like, I recommend or would advise people, I mean, I don't think I'm qualified for any of that shit, but like, everybody has their own situation and they all have their own goals and they all have their, like, where they want to be and what they want to do to be happy. And that's up to them to educate themselves and to figure out, you know, what they want to do. If I was the breadwinner in my family, if my wife wasn't a pharmacist, you know, and I, you know, had all the same goals and desires and bills and everything, I would probably be playing Tarkov and I'd probably be fucking bitter and depressed and miserable and would, it wouldn't be great. I'd probably honestly quit streaming and go do something else, because if it was stream Tarkov and how the game feels and how the community is dictates whether I feel like I'm successful or enjoying myself, or don't, it's going to be don't, at least right now. But, you know, also taking a break and doing something else for a couple of weeks, maybe I'll get back to Tarkov and it'll feel fresh and new in 12/7. Maybe not. Maybe it'll feel like shit, right? It's like going back to somebody who you've broken up with 17 times. It's like, maybe this time it'll be better, and maybe it will. There are plenty of love stories that end that way, and, you know, but plenty that don't. So we'll see.
I think my biggest advice, though, is you need to diversify. If anyone has learned anything from Mixer and the shutdown of Mixer, is you can't put all your eggs in the one basket.
Yeah.
If you want to be a full-time Twitch streamer, well, you're gonna have to put some effort into YouTube and socials or something. So then if Twitch overnight goes to shit, what are you gonna do? If your game dies overnight, what if the Tarkov servers just go, bam, they're off. Now what?
World War III with Russia.
Russia's banned. Yeah.
But, like, that's the thing. Like, so something goes, your whole world just crashes overnight, and there's big Tarkov content creators right now who would freak, right? Because they're sitting at a point where they're probably making half decent money, but that would very quickly change if they had to move to a different game. And if they didn't have a YouTube to support it or something else going on.
So you're saying more diversify, not necessarily away from one game, or both, like, as far as, like, the type of content you make and the focus of that content, like, both. Either do you feel like one's important? And the reason I ask is because, as the person who represents the smaller, you know, creator here, like, and I'm very humbled to be able to talk to you guys, but you know what I mean? Like, Veritas, you're saying, like, you know, I play Valorant to 120 viewers. When I get 150, 160 viewers, I'm having a really good day. So as somebody who's there, and both of you grinded really hard throughout Tarkov, I think about this all day, every day. Like, you know what I mean? About, like, the short-term versus long-term growth, diversifying content or diversifying games, or both, when, how, why. Like, it's just, I guess, different in the different...
Are you a full-time streamer now? Sorry, I'm a little bit out of date.
No, I am as of very, very recently. I was let go due to COVID. So,
okay. So if Twitch was to disappear right now, what would you do?
Like
Craigslist job postings.
Craigslist job posting. No, I mean, I'd probably go back to doing, like, food service or stuff that I'd done in the past that I can get here.
But do you want to be a full-time content creator? Because
I do. Well,
so how important is YouTube to you? Like, I'm
very important. No. Yeah. Very important. As of, my commitment to, like,
And so you're killing it on YouTube.
If you're putting 50 hours a week into Twitch, I almost want to say you should almost be putting the same amount of time into YouTube. My
No.
biggest mistake
Yeah.
was I only put in, this is going to sound so fucking ridiculous, I only probably put in about 20 to 30 hours a week into YouTube.
Yeah.
I put in about 3 to 4 hours a night for every single night.
No, for sure. I mean,
I stream 50 hours a week.
I would definitely, yeah. Well, if we're talking right now, if Twitch disappeared to support my wife and child, I would have to go get another job. But if we're talking like, what would I do as far as, absolutely. Like, so I lost my job. I just officially transitioned to full-time streaming. And I think at least for the foreseeable few months, I'm only going to stream like 4 or 5 more hours a week than I did before. And the other 36 hours a week I spent on my full-time job, I'm committing to YouTube over the next few months, because it's like, hey, I've got this time. Yeah.
You want to know some crazy facts? I could spit these all out. Yeah. Okay. The biggest money makers on Twitch, you probably say, would be maybe Summer XQC.
Yeah.
Their Twitch, they're probably making 2 to 3 million a year on Twitch, right? And that's the tippy top. That's right at the very top, right? You could be top 1,000, not even in the top 1,000, and make 2 million a year on YouTube.
Yeah.
But just a perspective, the amount of audience and the money you can make on YouTube, it's definitely worth the time. There's more people watching it. There's more discoverability. Like I wish I hired editors day one. In all seriousness, day one on Twitch, if I could have afforded it, I wish I hired editors. I've got 2 editors now, and they're epic guys. They see the same vision as me, and they're working really hard. And I'm excited how far in just the last 2 months my YouTube channel's growing like crazy. I had 7 million views last month. You know, like that's a shitload of views.
Are you past 1 a day now? Are you posting multiple videos some days?
I've been doing 2 a day now for about 3 or 4 months.
Because you committed to daily a long time ago, didn't you?
Yes.
Like
I was doing 5 a week for the first 2 years, and then I went to daily.
Yeah, that's insane. And
yeah,
now
we'll
2
say
days.
that when Pestily got multiple editors, not too long after that, I ended up with his help finding somebody to that's been doing editing for me. And I mean, the quality of the edits are just fucking night and day compared to mine.
Yeah.
Because they're actually like know what the fuck they're doing and aren't just doing it in their free time, and it's a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
And it's I'm excited to see my own videos.
That's cool. Yeah.
I've been staring at this 10-minute thing for 3 hours. I'm so sick of the same clip I've seen. Now it's like, oh shit, it's a surprise every time I get to see it. And right now, I honestly thought I was going to be losing money. But I would say that I'm at the worst, even with Valorant videos. I'm having to do Valorant videos, and I probably lose 6 or 7 subs or whatever, from people that are like, oh fuck this, I don't want to watch this content anymore. But even those are still making pretty much what I pay for a video. So to me, I think it's a worthwhile investment.
To give a perspective, like my first ever raid episode of season 1, like that took me hours and hours and hours to make, and putting down my ideas and doing all that. And then you put it to the first episode of season 2, and you put them next to each other, you'd be like, this one's trash compared to this one. All the knowledge and information is in both episodes.
Yeah.
But the production quality,
watchability.
Yeah.
So yes.
Has the engagement gone up, like the average watch time, or is that fairly consistent? Because I find out people
That's a good question.
I'm getting 100,000 views a raid episode now. Now, last season I think was around 60,000.
But your audience has grown since then. So I want to know what the average watch time is on the other one. Because if it's gone from 6 minutes to 8 minutes in like a 12-minute video, that's
highlight videos heaps better. A highlight video back in the day used to get like 20,000 views. They get 100,000 consistently.
Yeah.
And because they're cleaner cuts, cleaner edits, and that's their job. Their job is to watch it. And I'm going to be giving both my editors a pay rise. They already know it's coming, but it's like they'll be getting a pay rise, and I never want them to go anywhere else. Like legitimately.